Hey, it's MK, and I am joining the Mix It Up Monday gals today for their YouTube hop. And this is the sketch that I will be attempting to follow and adding a few mixed media elements to my kit conspiracy kit of the C'est La Vie and Summer Porch mashup. So I went ahead and I picked out a couple of these laser cut frames for the tag elements that I see on the sketch. I also picked out this postcard that looks like a lighthouse, another tag that I don't think is going to end up working, and a couple layering pieces that I thought I was going to need for the backs of my photos. For my mixed media, I brought in my rub-ons, and then because this is a continuation of my double page layout, I'm going to actually be bringing in, and I'm sharing with you guys, these pieces here were actually from the die cut collection, sorry. And then off to the side, I have a couple of these labels from I think this is called Vintage Seas. You guys, I keep calling it a coastal collection, but I think it's Vintage Seas. I don't, I need to look that up. So I've got all these scraps that are actually left over from the double page kit that I created on Friday, I think is which one it was. I'm going to use my scrap of white cardstock to map my photos. I don't actually end up bringing in that red paper at all, but I do bring in that striped branding strip that I believe was from that red paper. And then I've already picked out a couple more little elements, again, from cut apart sheet from C'est La Vie, as well as a couple tiny word stickers from my sticker book that I still can't remember the name of. I keep calling it Coastal, but it's not Coastal. I know it's not. And then I have a couple pieces picked out from the laser cut section. So I'm trying my hardest to not bring in the other elements from like the die cut pieces and whatnot. To basically... So I use my kit as opposed to everything else that I had from Summer Porch, because I think I had the whole collection from Summer Porch, if I'm being honest. But we did not include that because we really wanted to mix in the ocean side from C'est La Vie. And C'est La Vie, for some reason, P13's collections, they come and they go so super fast, you can't even blink. So I don't even see them advertised, if I'm being honest. Before I can even buy them, they're gone. And so anyways, I have 3 photos that I'm going to be working with instead of 2. And funny story, I don't think these are our food photos. So I have a picture of my husband and I in front of the Mexican restaurant that we stopped at in Victoria, Canada. And then I have these two food photos, which the shrimp one looks like mine. I thought that that's what I had, so I thought that it was mine, but I do not remember my husband having a burrito. I don't remember, and I don't know. And I also think that these might possibly be Lynn and her husband's photos, but I could not find a picture of Lynn and her husband that I thought I took that I was going to add to this layout. So yeah, I honestly think I'm missing something, but I don't think that I took a picture of our food. I think these are pictures of Lynn's food, but either way, it was really good food. So somehow I ended up with a smudge on the back of one of my photos, and it smudged my background, which not a big deal. It's going to get covered up by all of the other elements. So I'm adding in my mixed media background. I went to my stencil set that I bring on retreats, which is my small stencil set. Sometimes I bring my big one. Other times I just bring in the little guy. And I picked out this crisscross stencil from Dusty Attic, which is available in my shop if you guys are curious. And then I'm going to go through and add a little bit of my Heidi Swap splatter in Ocean. And I picked out a couple pieces of rub-ons to add. Now I did pick up way too many rub-ons for what I intended. I definitely don't end up using all of the rub-ons. So I'm trying to stay as close to the sketch as possible. And the sketch has a what looks like maybe a library card behind the main cluster up in the upper right hand corner. So I'm going to use this lighthouse postcard, and then instead of using tags, I'm going to try to use these frames because I didn't know what else to use them for. And I really wanted this layout to not look clustered. I really like the white space on this sketch. However, I don't like a lot of white space, so I shrunk it down to 8.5 by 11, and I'm kind of squishing all the elements together to fit in my 8.5 by 11. So that's kind of where my brain is at the moment. And so I like the frames. I like the little striped element down at the bottom of the sketch. I like, certain things of this layout that I really wanted to represent of the sketch that I wanted to bring into my layout. And the tags, not so much. I'm not a tag person. I will add them, but I feel like they're forced. I really don't think that that they add well. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in the little banner pieces. And they have the banner pieces. For the cluster up in the upper right, there's a banner piece that just goes off to the left side of the photo. But because I'm using two photos, I really felt like my banner pieces needed to be on both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and just make the illusion that I have a piece of cardstock going all the way across, and that I loved this striped paper so much that I'm going to end up bringing in the pieces up in the upper cluster as well. I didn't think that I needed to bring it in the lower cluster because my photo is a little bit bigger than the photo, well, a lot bigger than the photo that is represented in the sketch. So yeah, I'm adapting and improvising for what I have. And I definitely, how do I say that? I definitely picked and chose what I wanted to put from this sketch. Like, I didn't have any flowers. I wasn't going to put any flowers. Actually, I think I do end up putting some, or I put something. I think it's more of a travel layout than anything else. I do end up adding the rub-ons later. I wasn't going to add the rub-ons and then cover them up because I honestly didn't know what, how the embellishments were going to look. I love this Seaside because we are on a dock, actually, on their boardwalk. So there was ocean all around us, but it was more like a marina, or where the ocean comes in, and then all the boats. You get to watch all the boats go out. You get to watch. They had these plane boats, pontoon planes, I think is what they're called. It was almost like a taxi. They were coming in, going out, coming in, going out. It was like a taxi service. It was so cool, just to watch all this stuff, coming and going, just sitting here and enjoying your food. So anyways, I really wanted it to look like it was an oceanside, even though I didn't take any pictures of ocean. Actually, I did a terrible job taking pictures. Lynn did all the work, except for I got a selfie in front of the restaurant where we were sitting. So I did pick out way too many elements. I definitely wanted the sailboat because, again, the boats were coming in and out. But it wasn't going to fit on my layout. It was just going to cover up the white space if I kept adding more and more and more. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this frame, or these frames, is because of how light and airy they look. They're not a block on my layout that took up a lot of space. So anyways, I decided, you know what, this is enough elements right here. I like the way that it looks. I've got enough to make it look like, we're still traveling, but yet we're stopping for Seaside, Seaside food. And it just, I just found a good spot to say stop, and don't add anything else. And so I pushed my tray away and called it good. This is where I was going to call it complete and done. And yeah. That was it. So anyways, that's my layout for you guys today. Again, I need to ask if this is Lynn's food or not. But I guess it doesn't really matter because the food was great either way. I really did enjoy it a lot. All right, you guys, don't forget to check out the playlist that I have down below for the Mix It Up Monday gals and everyone that is joining along. I also have a playlist for Kit Conspiracy if you guys want to check that out. And then the Facebook group for where we play along with our Kit Conspiracy. The link is down below as well. All right, you guys, again, don't forget to check out Janet Fritz's channel, who is Galaxy Girl Creations here on YouTube, to go see how she is using this kit. And yeah, I'll check y'all later. Bye.